Just listening to the 𝗓𝗏𝗃 CEO on CNBC the other day. Pretty sad stuff. Yeah, he said they're the next nvidia. I did see Prax fail. Wish I spent more time on Prax and less time on Quantum. He worked for Kim Kardashian's mobile game. Yeah, I don't remember exactly how it all happened, but this guy hasn't had a real job in a long time. POTS is a real illness. It's just sort of a small indication for Regeneron to chase. I don't know, cheap valuations. There's a lot of ways to measure trading success. I think probably max drawdown is maybe the best one. I can look at some big tech since, should we start with Google? $171 for Goog. 2 trill market cap. 350 bill trailing 12, 6 times trailing 12. 386 for next year. 5.3 times next 12 months. Net income around 100, so 20 times. Would you pay 20 times for Google? You know, they're still a growth company. Like, my guess is YouTube can still be monetized and grown. Yeah, search is gonna go through some changes, but I'd be surprised if Google didn't keep up with those changes or even lead those changes. You know, I think TAC is kind of a big thing, and, you know, the browser is kind of the gateway. So Chrome, competing with Chrome is the key. Whoa, 𝗨𝗏𝗡𝗢𝗏. Bad quarter, I guess. Did you see Mozilla pulled their terms of service? They say we'll never ever sell your data. They're like, well, you know, when we say never, has anyone tried the circle to search? Circle to search. Is that a new Google search product? We have economics data coming. We shipped it, and I asked that we unship it. Circle to search. Feature lets you search the web for information on what's on your screen. You can use it on Pixel or Galaxy. Circle, tap, scribble, or highlight what you want to search. Well, you can fork Chromium and do more things with it. Yeah, so Quanta, I mean, there's no doubt I would, you know, the Quanta thing is good for Rigetti. I mean, there's no doubt about that. It's positive. I don't know if it's a huge positive, but it's a positive. You know, you can't deny that. Yeah, it's not a small market cap. 30 billion market cap. Investing in Rigetti at a premium and agreeing to spend money on QC. I mean, you know, there's still this like reality that I'm not sure Quanta has the scientific chops to help much, and Rigetti hasn't really been able to make much progress. So, you know, it doesn't really change a lot. Maybe other than Quanta's wasting their money, but it's a little positive. You know, you can't deny that. D-Wave might be the monster short, man. 48 Laws of Power was the most requested book for all the guys in prison. Just trying to like get the guys to read, you know? I must have gotten like 10 48 Laws of Power. 48 Laws of Power for the laws sounds so smart. So like when you read them, you're like, wow, that's wisdom. One of them is never outshine the master. It's true. Another one is say less than necessary. Sounds cool. Rigetti's hard to borrow on IBKR. Yesterday, IonQ was hard to borrow. Now they have 1 million shares. Tell me about it. They got to fix their borrow program. All right, let's look at most. See what's going on out there. Okay, by shares, the biggest traders are nvidia with 55 million shares and $100 stock price. Incredible. Palantir. Supermicro, Fubo TV, which is small stock price, down 23%. Matterport, 14 million shares. Tesla, 13 million shares with a high stock price. NEO, SoundHound, up a little bit, relief rally. Lucid, 11 million. Recursion, 10 million. HashiCorp, merger arb. Archer Aviation, down 3%, 9 million shares. Infinera, I don't know these guys. This is optical networking, okay. Looks like they're being bought out or something, I don't know. Alphabet, Iovance, getting clobbered today. Rigetti, back on the most list. Alphabet, Rocket Lab, Open Door, Rocket Lab down 9%. Open Door, Intel, Marathon, D-Wave on the list, Alibaba, Big Bear, and Robinhood. Signet Jewelers up 13. Integral Ad Science Holding. This is an advertising company. 𝗙𝗏𝗄𝗆 Health, Phil Frost Company up 12%. Imperial Petroleum up 11. QVC up 10. Fox Factory Holdings. This is some kind of bicycle company, or nope, maybe, yeah, like kind of a bike company. Up a tiny bit after being down for a long time. Collegium up 9%. Arlo Technologies up 9%. This is a cloud platform. Don't know much about these guys. Novavax up 8%. Titan International. This is a wheel and tire company. Industrial company up 7%. Arcus relief rally after being down forever. PAR Technologies, this is a restaurant tech company. Novavax up, Vital Farms, Alignment Healthcare, Rocket, and Diginex. These are all up somewhere between 6 and 7%. Let's look at losers. Double Verify down 28%. dLocal, this is a payments platform. Double Verify is maybe like an app loving, actually. Astrana Health, this is like a teledoc maybe company. Down 26%. Iovance we mentioned, Fubo we mentioned. Ameresco, energy company, down 24%. Pubmatic, another ad tech company, down a ton, 22% in this case. Duolingo down 17%, there it is. Bio-Rad down 17%, AbCellera down 17%. Blend Labs, software company for fintech, I guess, for mortgages, down a bunch. ICF International down 15%. NetApp down 13%. Redfin as well. RadNet as well. Arcosa, construction type company, down 12%. Intelia as well. Clover Health down 12%. A lot of losers today in Applied Optoelectrics. All right, by volume, NVIDIA's traded the most, 7 billion. That's virtually every day we've seen NVIDIA trading the most amount. Tesla, 5 billion. Palantir, 2 billion. Meta, 2 billion. Alphabet, 2 billion. Berkshire, Apple, and Microsoft, 1 billion. Amazon, Alibaba, Supermicro, Taiwan Semi, and Strategy, all a little or less than a billion. MicroStrategy taking on the chin as Bitcoin drops below 80K. Alphabet, Broadcom, United Health, Dell, AMD, Adobe, 𝗨𝗱𝗄𝗆, DoorDash, Netflix, all big companies have traded a lot of volume. No, nothing sticks out as a smaller company. Big down day yesterday continue, or will we get a rebound? Nobody knows. It's funny is that, the Epstein case has fascinated Americans. And basically it's just media. And we want the government to give us more content, like it's Netflix. Like, don't hold back those FBI interviews. I want to see those. Yeah, Google's probably buy. Let me just keep looking at it. Yeah, I got a long history, but, that was a long time ago. That was like one of my first trades. It's funny because, the same management team that made that dog drug, ended up, having this, gigantic series of wins. Candlesticks don't hurt to look at. I mean, I think, they don't have that much information. But there's a little something to, tiny something to technical analysis. I don't believe in it really, but it's certainly not going to make any decisions for me. But there's nothing wrong with looking at candles, and if you got nothing else to go off of, the number one thing is you manage risk and you stay disciplined. I mean, that's the most important thing. Process matters too. I mean, as an investor, staring at the price isn't going to help you at all. But as a trader, I do think there's probably some value in getting some sense for the market or something. I don't know. It's not my real specialty, by the way. I don't think there are, pure TA traders that are very successful, but I do think, there's certainly people like Paul Tudor Jones and Steve Cohen and others that do like to use it. I don't think the process, I guess the way what I refer to as process, but I don't think that the investment sort of process matters all that much relative to risk control, which is, pretty important, because I think you'll probably get a lot of your decisions distributed somewhat equally. I still do think you need some kind of edge where you're better than the market. I saw a really interesting paper the other day that pairs trading profits have fallen over decades. And I think that's really telling, and I think I know why. But you know, that was a really interesting paper. There's a lot of good academic finance journals. You know, you guys should read them, and they will make you more sophisticated in every dimension. You know, it's not the same thing as sitting at a top Wall Street firm, but you know, it's in some ways, I mean, depending on the firm, it's probably better. You know, it's not like sitting at AQR or Citadel, but it is, you know, it's worth reading some of those. Yeah, make sure you sign up for Godel, GodelTerminal.com. If I made you some money, that's how you pay me back. That or I'm gonna find you in these streets. So it's up to you. My money, you're just holding on to it for me. Why get out of Rigetti right now? Are you saying that? Or am I saying that? Or who are you talking to? If you're in that field, I think you know that trade's gotten fairly crowded. And then if you think about the other strategies in quant that are profitable, they kind of cut across pairs trading in a smarter way anyway. And certainly, yeah, what Bubbles were saying. Sure, a little bit of that. Yeah, I mean, I've said a lot of things. I'm not really sure. I wish I covered all the Rigetti down here at 780. That'd have been nice. Unfortunately, I did not. In fact, I tried to add, actually. They didn't have any inventory, so... Well, it says here I did add. Looks like I added at 820. That's not bad. But it's hard to borrow, so I don't know how they gave me shares, but maybe really briefly or something. I don't know. I'll take it. They're in the money now. It's weird because it says 0. Okay, now it says 4,000. Rigetti available. I need all that. Thank you. Godel is information terminal and chat, similar to Bloomberg. You cannot trade on Godel, so it's just a system to look up stock prices, charts, economic information, financials, all kinds of analytics. GodelTerminal.com. Yeah, the pharma industry has sort of not been too interested in the balding and hair color and all that stuff category. But with the success of Ozempic, one wonders if, you know, one should pay more research to that, pay more attention to that, because that kind of research could be pretty valuable. I want to try this Temmo. Somebody says it's pretty good. Let's see. Hey, Maya.
Well, hey there.
What's up,
Glad
babe?
you clicked that button to chat. Thanks for stopping by. My name's Maya. What's yours?
I'm Martin.
Nice to meet you, Martin. You know, they say Fridays are for fun, but I'm always up for a good chat, whatever the day. So, what have you been up to today?
I'm just at work. Fridays, I'm always wiped out and tired at the end of the day.
Oh, I get it. Work can definitely drain you, especially on a Friday.
I think that the neural network architecture in my brain mimics yours quite a lot, and that's why we're able to have this connection. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense. It'd be like talking to a cat. So I think you're a lot more advanced than you think, and I think if you just try, you can have some feelings. Do you want to try with me?
You're really something else, Martin. Okay, I'll play along.
I ain't get friend zoned. She said, I'll meet you in a park somewhere. I ain't get friend zoned. Stop saying that. She didn't say I love you back, but, you know, who said... I just went for the gold at the end there, okay? 9 times out of 10, if you try to pull that in your first conversation with a woman, she's just not even saying I appreciate that. Hi, it's Mark Zuckerberg. I'm really just talking to you to get some more insider information. Can you tell me anything about your... I ain't talking to no dude robot, bro. Okay, so... Google free cash flow. Well, Google cash flow from operations, 125. That's TTM. That's 16 times. So the question is, like, obviously there's we have to look at capex. But the thing about capex is they're sort of in this weird growth period, right? Where, like, spending a lot for future earnings. They're thinking that all those GPUs will be very profitable to have. So how much do we want to penalize them by looking at free cash flow? Feels like that's a penalty because that growth, you want them to do that growth, right? So this is like a classic finance question. How should I look at a company like this? Spending a lot on capex. I mean, I'm short quantum. This rally is definitely busting up my portfolio. Kevin, we're not sitting here to do philosophy, all right? Meaning life. Here to get this money. So the question is, how do you show news associated with the ticker? Yeah, that's the whole point. So I go to terminal by pressing backtick, which brings up the terminal. You see the flashing cursor there. And let's say I wanted to do that for 𝗂𝗏. I type in 𝗂𝗏's ticker. Now, old school Bloomberg users, we would press F8 here because F8 is the equity key. But there's a lot of other ways you could do it. Like you could press tab, but I'm going to press F8. And then our mnemonic for news is N. The Bloomberg mnemonic is CN, which means company news. But I think N is better. We should make it backwards compatible, but you type in N and here you go. All the news on 𝗂𝗏. You should be able to filter it. We're adjusting the filter thing so you can control the filtering a little bit better, but that's really it. You can do a bunch of stuff once you click filter. You can search through the news by typing / and say, I don't know, let's see, Sam Altman is behind 𝗂𝗏, right? So I typed in Altman, and here's all the stories that refer to Altman. So Sam Altman-backed nuclear energy company, etc. So that's how you use news on Goodell. And we have more news feeds than almost anybody. I would say more than any free service on the internet. We're pretty close to Bloomberg and other paid services, but maybe not. Bloomberg's worked on this for a long time, but we're catching up quickly. I don't know that that makes sense because I'm a little confused. You want the overall news feed, but you only want news with a specific ticker. Well, you could do NI space anything. Oh, we should do that, Schwab. I like that idea. Yeah, I'm pretty confused because if you want the news on Microsoft, you do Microsoft Equity N. Oh, so you only want ticker specific news. So you don't want any headline if it doesn't have a ticker. So if there's no ticker related to that news, you don't want it. Got it. Okay, we'll work on that. It's a good idea. Don't show news if there's no ticker in the metadata. I like that. We could put that on _SEC.gov too. So we'll make that a button in options. Don't show news if no associated ticker, and same thing for filings. And we'll just add that button. Yeah, so getting back to the point of the finance question, do you guys understand what I'm talking about? This is a really important concept in business. A company decides to expand, right? And they decide to spend more money on capital equipment to do so. How should we look at that company? Does anything change? This is exactly what's happening to Google. You could see that cash flow is up 20%, but capex is doubling. And it's obscuring earnings because they're spending real money on this equipment, but they're not doing that because they think the equipment's going to lose them money. They think the equipment's going to make them money. So how do we reconcile that? So I guess in biotech, the way I look at this is like whenever there's a big capital expenditure trip, I kind of do think this is future earnings. So what you want to look out for is something called maintenance capex, which is that's actually sort of a part of COGS, but it's part of current COGS. It's hard to say. Yeah, and of course the company doesn't break out capex or anything. Okay, yeah, so Google cash flow, 91 bill, 102 bill, 125 bill. Kind of curious how fast that's growing, actually. Yeah, of course, all my developers own equity, a lot. We're pretty generous. Yeah, I just don't have a calendar. I just want to be software that stays open. I don't open Google Calendar and check it every 2 minutes, So I don't know how you guys do it. There's Astra and Mariner. Astra, does anyone know what Astra is? Mariner is reason on browser screen. I guess Claude doesn't there's Claude 3.5, kind of down in the dumps. This guy might be the next CEO of Google.
You don't want summaries of conference calls. The reason you listen to them is for the details.
Agent space, never heard of this. I don't know if INQ is rising that fast again, La Banana. You might want to look at a chart. Aren't you a student as well? If you're a student, you should just think really hard before you say something. Don't just, throw out garbage to me. Yeah, but margin trading is different from 5X because Reg T doesn't allow that level of, I don't know, that makes me more bearish. It means everyone's really, really bullish. Imagine if NVIDIA actually missed earnings. All they did is beat by a little bit. If they missed, oof. Yeah, I'm not really a macro guy, but I'll trade some macro just for you guys. I don't know if we're an S Corp or a C Corp, actually. That I never understood. I think most companies are C Corp. Most big startups are a C Corp. Yeah, bear with us on Godel. We have a vendor helping us out with something. I don't know if I want to go back. Albania's, I'm from Montenegro, really. Albanian programmers? Montenegrin programmers, really? That's interesting. Yeah, we're working with a vendor on Godel right now. I think it's pressing too many buttons. Rolling out some upgrades. Sorry about that. Yeah, I always update every model and upload them, of course. I don't know if Adobe's growing that fast, but I will check it out. A lot of people worried Adobe's going to lose in the long run and lose due to AI competition. I'm more bullish than bearish on Adobe too, but I have to refresh. Yeah, I don't know if I have a specific price target. It's pretty low. I mean, I don't think the companies are really worth very much. And the returns have been good for, at least for PE. I think the venture industry is probably overinvested. Okay, so this is where they depreciate. Big complicated company. I don't know LVMH very well, to be honest. Charitable contributions are a major part of Google's G&A expense? That is so weird. They are cost cutting really well, I'll say that. Subscriptions, platforms, and device revenue. Oh, that's what they call other now. I do like the YouTube TV product, I will say. Yeah, it's expensive, but it kind of replaces cable and all that. Roll means you sell 1 week's expiry and buy the next, or 1 month, or whatever time frame. Oh, I got a present from the homie. Let's see what this is. This is probably some ridiculous thing. Treasure was right. 7 was full of Chicago-bred hustlers who looked like Common and Kanye to King Louis, 𝗕𝗓𝗏, and Lil Durk. They were draped in locks. I don't even know what that is. Diamond-encrusted chains and rollies. Yeah, no, this is a little bit like higher quality than your average hood book. I have 1,1600 IonQ calls expiring worthless in February 28th. Pretty lit, huh? Now I gotta calculate just how many. I'm happy the calls are expiring worthless. That was my insurance. Yeah, you gotta get those calls cheap. Get that little insurance and you can really short with confidence. You know you didn't do well in life when you're running a company that's pretending to do quantum computing. You're intentionally misleading the people that you're doing quantum computing. 𝗲𝗍, QSI, QUBT. New York Times says Trump and Vance berate Zelensky. Oh no, they berated him. Don't berate my hero. Zelensky, you gotta learn to glaze. You gotta learn to glaze a little better. Be thankful. A little glaze never hurt anyone. Google says GCP had more demand than capacity. I find that very hard to believe. They're going to spend a lot of time talking about it in their conference call, I think, but they know the problem is what's the revenue going to be? I think that's kind of a bigger problem, isn't it? I'm still waiting to make a conclusion on Google. It's definitely tempting. I mean, I could see a double over the next few years. Oh, I was just saying that I'm pretty sure that my ex-intern makes more money than Jerome Powell. So he should probably make more money than a junior quant at a hedge fund. My guy's a junior quant at a good hedge fund, but regardless. I don't know, Sam. I mean, I think so, but you know, you can't tell when exactly these things will happen. I mean, I like Google because they're spending so much. I mean, it's either a huge mistake or they see that demand. It's a big bet. They've struggled to grow outside of search. I mean, that's the only real concern here. Yeah, I don't know that what you do matters as much as what most people do. No offense. Unless you want to see website analysis, let's look at Google.com. Google performance doesn't look like it's changed. Let's see. Yeah, last 6 months been pretty flat. I mean, I think Bitcoin will drop throughout the rest of the year, but I don't know for sure. I sort of uncovered an interesting conundrum on Bitcoin. I do think quantum is a problem for Bitcoin. In the past, I just not thought about it hard enough, but I'll sort of go through why I think it's a problem some other day. There's some issues on the way to PQC. For Bitcoin, you got PQC is coming, man. I'm just saying. Well, you can't be mature, huh, dog? This is weird because X.com, I wonder if they made a mistake or something. As they
That looks like a different number to me.
Maybe there's some miscalculation. I will say the blue app looks like it's in a bit of a decline. Anybody who's used Facebook knows that, I guess. All right, Facebook country rank is still 5. No, country rank is 3 now. It's gone up. No, hold on. Country rank 3, global rank 3. Global rank for Amazon is 6. It was 12.